All right, what's up, y'all? It's TP Talks, back at it with one more. Y'all see the title, Don't Pursue Love, but Keep Your Heart Open. Now, a lot of you guys have been sending me emails, texting me, Instagram, DMing me, asking me about love and how they should approach it. I've had people ask me, like, hey, should I go out of my way to, talk to girls and try to get my name out there? Should I just stay isolated and wait for things to come to me? Like, how do I approach it in a healthy way? Because a lot of y'all want love. A lot of y'all want to be in relationships. A lot of y'all want companionship, which isn't a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? You're human. You should yearn for that, right? But there's a positive way to do that, and there's also a negative way to do that. So I'm gonna kind of try to give you my opinion and what I would do if I was in your position where cuffing season's coming, you want to get cuffed, whatever the case may be. So first of all, I put don't pursue love. What does it actually mean to pursue love? So in my humble opinion, to pursue something is to go out of your way to get it. To pursue something is to make that your main priority. It is to yearn for it. It is to desire it. It is to have a overlonging desire of getting that thing. So you wake up every single day with that tunnel vision. I want this. I want to get this. The problem with pursuing not only love, but almost anything in life is that if you pursue something too hard, it's always going to run away from you, because that's just how the world works. If you're constantly chasing something, it's running. You can't be running to something expecting it to come to you, because just like what they say, as within, so without. There's polar opposites to everything. The moment that you relax and stop running for something, it comes to you. That's how attraction works. That's how the law of attraction works. That's how you're able to get and manifest the things that you want to get. So with that being said, don't pursue it. You may yearn for it. You may feel like you need it. But the minute that you are someone who becomes lost without it, or extremely sad without it, or you feel this overlonging sensation that if you don't have it, something bad will happen or you won't be able to function, that's when you lose, and that's when you're not supposed to have it. Because anything outside of you is an addition of who you already are, including love, including companionship, including all of those things. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They say, oh, I'm sad. Oh, I feel this way. I need love to make me feel better. I need love so I can stop doing this or stop doing that. That's not how you do it. That's toxic. And that's how relationships don't work out. So, like I said, what really happens when you pursue love is you lose focus of what actually matters. There should always be something deeper and something stronger than love. Or I would say not than love, but than the companionship of wanting a partner or wanting to be with somebody. If you are truly on your purpose, if you are truly on your goals, if you are truly aligning your life with something that actually matters, something that actually feels like you're making it happen, you're not going to pursue or even yearn for anything else. It's not going to cross your mind. You may still be open to the idea of love. You may still be open to one day being able to have that, but it's not something that overly lingers on your lifestyle. It's not something that overly lingers on your performance as a human being, as an individual. So when I say keep your heart open, what do I mean by that? When I say keep your heart open, all I mean is do not forcefully, how do I put it? Do not forcefully isolate yourself from the idea or from the thought of love or from the thought of companionship. A lot of people do this thing, right? Where, let's just say, like, they're on their grind, they're on their journey, they're trying to, get from this place to this place. So every single day, they're working as hard as they possibly can. This is a time for them to be as focused and as locked in as possible, right? So they do this thing where they isolate themselves from any idea of love. They isolate themselves from having conversations with girls, or, you know, getting a coffee, or just anything that may, you know, spark some interest. And then their reasoning for this would be, oh, I'm not making enough money. Oh, I'm not where I want to be at in life. Or, oh, I don't want to do this, that, and the third. And on paper, that actually seems like a positive thing. You know, on paper, it's like, oh, duh, like, he shouldn't even think about this because he isn't where he wants to be financially, or he isn't where he wants to be mentally or spiritually. And in a sense, that isn't a negative thing. I'm not saying that those are toxic traits to have. But what makes it toxic is that a lot of people will say those things, and then they'll fall into this cycle where they never feel enough. They'll fall into this cycle where they never feel like they made enough money. They never feel like they have made enough gains. They never feel like they're good enough. And that's toxic. That's bad. Because all you're going to do in the meantime is you're going to miss out on a lot of beautiful things and beautiful people. You're going to miss out on a lot of experiences. You're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities, all because you kept telling yourself, oh, no, I am not good enough for this. I'm going to stay over here. I'm not going to go out of my way to talk to this girl at the gym, or I'm not going to go out of my way to ask these questions when I'm in class. Or, like, when I say keep your heart open, it's deeper than just companionship. When I say keep your heart open, you need to be open to new experiences all the time. You need to be open to opportunities all the time, because eventually your opportunities will run out. You're only the age that you are once. And then you grow, and 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 then eventually you're 95. And then you're going to be looking back, and you're going to say, okay, was the life that I lived worth living, or was it not? And the number one way that you can avoid feeling like it wasn't is by keeping your heart open. So just to give you guys kind of an example, currently I'm single. I don't have a partner or anything like that. But when I did, specifically my longest relationship, I think it was a perfect blend of exactly what I'm telling you guys to do. I wasn't in a pursuit of love in any way, shape, or form, but I did keep my heart open. It was my junior year of high school, and my main priority at the time was music and content creation. I was blowing up on TikTok left and right, and I was just working on my craft. And a lot of people were seeing that from a distance, including her. So, you know, even though I was very disciplined, I was very sophisticated with what I was getting done, and that was my main priority. Every now and then, I would go out, you know, grab a coffee or get some food, or even just have fun. And one day, I guess we had already known each other from mutual friends, so I had her on some social medias, and she, you know, kind of tapped into my brand and tapped into the things that I was doing. And she reached out to me and said, oh, wow, like, I love the brand. I love what you're doing. I love what you're talking about. I love pretty much all of this stuff. Would you be down to grab some food? Talk about it. Boom, boom, boom. One thing led to another. We ended up being together for like 2.5 years. And that, obviously, it sounds like a book, fairy tale, whatever. Things ended for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, you will find more, not just love, but you will find a more fulfilling life when you are constantly chasing, or not chasing, but you are constantly in alignment with who you are, and everything that falls into place is accepted and understood. Because a lot of you guys are looking for things and people and money and places in a desire of greed, and a desire of just temptations and needing this. It's never in a desire of already feeling like you have it, and it's just an addition to what you already are. If you already felt like you loved yourself enough, you would never chase it. If you already felt like you were good enough and felt like you were doing enough, you would never wake up tempted and having lingering eyes on social media, on person, and never able to just think about this person for who they are. You're always thinking about love. Hold on, let me blow my nose real quick. But yeah, so I guess the last question that I have or the last answer that I have to a question I was asked about this topic is, okay, all of this sounds good, but how long? How long do I do this for, TP? Like, is this just a 1 year thing? Is this a 2 year thing? Like, how long does this have to go on for? And to that, I say it's a lifetime. You should always, I mean always, prioritize yourself, God, and being in alignment with what God wants you to do. And then everything outside of those two things can have attention and can have, some type of addition to your lifestyle. But if you can't get God and what your identity is and what you identify as, if you can't get those two things figured out, the last thing that you should do is even attempt to add someone or something into the mix, because those are the two most precious things in this world, is finding out who you are, finding out what you are, and how to function in that way. So next time you find yourself pursuing love, or next time you find yourself, feeling the need or the desire of having a companion, just ask yourself, is this natural, or is this an underlying issue because I'm not in my alignment with my purpose? Me and God have not been speaking. Me and the universe have not been speaking. I have not been doing the work for myself. I have not been feeling like I love myself enough. So now I feel like I need it in someone else. If you're honest with yourself, you're going to find a true answer, because desiring love and looking for love is not natural. It'll happen to you when it's supposed to. So I'm going to keep this one short. I hope this helps. If it does, leave a like, leave a comment. If you have any other questions, inquiries, I have one-on-ones in my bio. You can DM me on Instagram. You can just leave a comment here. You can do whatever. I'm open. I'm usually free, so just let me know. All right.